I can still come on here and tell you that these are the challenges that I faced. I was in doubt, I had insecurities, I had complex, I couldn't discover what my purpose was. I was in contradiction with myself and my decisions for a very long time. God helped me and I got out of that phase. Now, what if you get into a marriage that is not exactly a good marriage? And that's to say that it is probably not the right person that God wanted you to marry, or maybe the right person, but he had not built himself to the point of husband, and then you guys now decided to hurry and get into a marriage. How is your life going to turn out? So the first thing I experienced was,
what can't you do? What won't you do? Nothing impossible.
Hi guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Judita and I make videos on faith, relationships, marriage and lifestyle in general. So in today's video, I want us to talk about a lot of things that I feel young married women do not talk about with their fellow unmarried friends, or with just young ladies who are looking up to these married women. And I feel like the fact that we conceal this, it's not necessarily a negative side of marriage, but just the sides that people don't feel free talking about. People like to conceal, people like to act like, oh, it's all perfect. They give you this perfect picture, and this is what now the younger generation, or not necessarily younger, the unmarried young lady is taking around as an image of what marriage is. And she's feeling so desperate, pushed by herself, pushed by her parents, pushed by aunties and uncles, pushed by the society, and also pushed by her fellow young married ladies. And now I think guys discuss a lot of these issues, meanwhile we women, we tend to conceal it. Now everything I say in this video is going to be strictly based on my experiences and maybe things that I have seen. And if anything comes out in this video as an advice to you, I still suggest that you go back to God, you go back to the Holy Spirit and let him lead you as per what I have said. This video is not even really an advice, it's more of my experience and things that I went through getting married at 21. I'm doing this video because recently I feel like this season in my life is a time where I am called to sensitize women on the beauty of marriage and the dangers of getting into a wrong marriage. So in today's video, I am not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to tell you things that I have gone through getting married young, and just the grace of God that took me through. And I've gotten a lot of questions actually lately, and that's why you notice that I have been speaking a lot about marriage. And before I was shying away from it, I felt like, oh, this marriage talk is too much. But I'm coming to you with the same topic but with a different perspective and with a very honest platform, and I'm just going to say it the way it is. So let's get into the video. So the first thing that I experienced getting married at 21 was a very long stretchy period of doubt. Like I was in doubt, and this is not to say I was not happy. Now let me put this out there. I'm in a very happy marriage. My husband is a very lovely husband and I bless God for him every day. But then I'm trying to be as clear as I can be so that you who is watching unmarried can know that if I am in a good marriage, and I say that declaring it upon my marriage and accepting what it is, that I am in a good marriage. If I was in a good marriage, I can still come on here and tell you that these are the challenges that I faced. I was in doubt, I had insecurities, I had complex, I couldn't discover what my purpose was. I was in contradiction with myself and my decisions for a very long time. God helped me and I got out of that phase. Now, what if you get into a marriage that is not exactly a good marriage? And that's to say that it is probably not the right person that God wanted you to marry, or maybe the right person, but he had not built himself to the point of husband, and then you guys now decided to hurry and get into a marriage. How is your life going to turn out? So the first thing I experienced was doubt after getting married at 21. There was a lot of times when I was like, is this what I really had to do? Did I have to do this? Like I was so worried and scared. Like there was fear as well. And I think that came for me because I was 21 and I was not close to God. I will not come here and lie. I was not close to God. I don't know how many times I was reading my Bible. I just really thank God for getting me the partner he got me, because he helped me draw me closer to God. And I can confidently say today that I know where I stand with God. And so I feel like this time, whoever you are, whatever age you are, I keep on getting those questions. I am 26, I'm 25, I'm 24, and it's disturbing because I feel like you should be focusing on You should ask me questions relating to relationship with God, relating to how can I build a relationship with God. I mean, you can also ask in relation to marriage, but let's not always be that your focus is on, time is going, I'm under pressure. Don't let yourself be pressured. In this life, temptations, trials are going to come a lot of times, but how you navigate through them is very important. So I had a lot of doubts in the first year of my marriage. There was a lot of times when I had doubt. I was asking myself, is this what I was supposed to be in? Is this what I was supposed to be doing with my life? Oh, this decision that I've made, is it correct? Oh God, who sent me? Like, there were times like that. Yes, not like my partner there was a drastic change in my partner, but it was more of me, like myself. I was lost. That's why marriage is a union between one whole person and another whole person coming together. It's not a union between one confused person and another confused person. When you come and join, your confusion will confuse each other's confusion. My goodness, what am I saying? Yeah, you guys. So the first thing I experienced was doubt. And I'm not saying that every other young person has experienced that. This is very personal to me, and this is my experience that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm not saying that every other young person has experienced this doubt that I experienced. But then a lot of people can and will go through this if you're not ready. I wasn't ready. I feel like God had just chosen me for my husband. I feel like my husband was the one who prayed to get a wife. He was the one who was in connection with God, and then God was looking at me and probably saying that this lady, she has a capacity to become that wife that you need, and you will help her bring her to that level. So I feel like that is what happened. It was not my prayer to have husband, and maybe I feel also like maybe my parents and the way that they brought me up also contributed to me being placed in this office of wife in the life of my husband. So the second thing that I had were insecurities. Like, I had so many insecurities, and this can happen with any young lady who gets married too young or prematurely. I mean, I don't consider me getting married a premature or a too young or any. I consider it like the will of God, and because he had planned it and prepared it, and that's why there's beauty in it now. So what if yours is not the will of God? This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, there was a lot of insecurities at the beginning. I felt like, oh, this man has already achieved so much. He has his life figured out. I want to also be the one. And that's because I didn't have a clear definition of the roles of husband and wife in marriage. I mean, even now, I know that my husband is supposed to provide for me. It is not my responsibility to provide. But then I also know that, like the Hebrew woman, she was very industrious. She worked hard. She earned her own money. She did a lot of things with her hands, with her head. She was very industrious. Now, I know that putting one and two together, I can also support financially in the family, and that will not be a problem, or it's not against biblical conduct. So I know that, but I had those insecurities. I was feeling like, oh my God, this man is so made. I just want to like get there. I want to do my own things, forgetting to know that he has been working on this journey for a longer time, and forgetting to also know that it's a process. Like, I'm on my own journey. We are on our journey together as a couple, but individually God is working on us and he's taking us to that destiny. So he's taking us to where we are supposed to be. The next thing that I'll talk about is finding purpose. As a young woman, getting into a marriage without knowing who it is you are, what you want to be doing in your life, without having a solid relationship with God is a bit risky, because there's no guarantee that when you're in marriage you can make that time. And it's very true. That's why the Bible even says that we should seek God in the days of our youth. During our youthful ages, that's when we have more time in our hands. That's when we don't have children dragging us left and right. That's when we are more, is it agile, is that the word? That's when we are active. We can go out there, win souls, we can do a lot more. But right now I'm a bit constrained, and it's a beautiful constraint. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that, oh, I'm not happy being married, or I'm not happy having my children. But then I'm constrained in the sense that I can't go out there and just attend the crusade, but I have that fire burning in me. I want to do it. I mean, there's going to come a time when I'll be able to do it, but it still has to be under a certain level of constraint and a certain level of, should I use the word constraint, or a certain level of planning. Like, you cannot just like, if you're single and you're living in your room, you're sitting in the university or wherever you are, and there's a crusade, and your spirit tells you go for this crusade, you can just wake up, pick your bag, brush teeth, wash face, you have gone, you're in the crusade ground already, singing hallelujah to God. Meanwhile, me who is married here, what happens is I have to make sure that, I'm sure that, these children are eating at this time. I'm sure there's somebody to cater for them. I know that, my husband is probably eating at this time. I know that he will be home by this time, or he will be able to be with the kids, and things like that. that. So there's a lot that has to go into play. And please, I'm not saying this to discourage you. In fact, marriage is a very beautiful thing. It's wonderful to have a companion that you know that you can pray the same prayer point together. You can aside your family, people that you have blood relationships with, somebody that comes from a totally different background, and you guys have come together and you see that your interests align with each other. Is wonderful. But I'm just telling you to know that this time that you are single is preparation for you. And I hope that this video is meeting somebody at the point where they needed to hear this. It is interesting. It is very important for you to know that this time that God has given you, this time that you still have, that you feel like, oh my God, I should be doing this, I should be married, this is time for you to not be thinking what you should be, and for you to actually be doing what you have to be doing. Instead of thinking of what would have been, think of what is now and how you can make the best of what is now. So yeah, this is I think these are all the things I had to share in this video. And also, the truth is that a lot of times you can get pressured, because when you see colorful husband and wife, you see children, they have one. I mean, we do that a lot, myself and my husband. We plan, we go take pictures, we go to the botanic garden, we wear the same outfit, denim on denim, yellow on yellow, whatever we're wearing, the same material and things like that. We take our good pictures. I mean, it's important for families to do that, because you want to keep memories, and we're a family, so we can do what we want. But don't let that image pressure you, because there are families that do it so well on Instagram. I mean, you've heard of cases where people, you see them posting lovely pictures on Instagram this week, and next week they are going in for a divorce. What do you think is happening? The problem is not what you see on social media and how you see it. What's actually happening in their homes? I mean, we don't pray for people to have, I mean, there are people who actually have love expressed on social media, and they have real love in their houses. I mean, the love they express on social media is maybe even less than what they express to each other in their houses. We're not denying that fact. But I'm also putting it to you that there are people who express so much love on social media, yet there's no love in their homes, because there's no Christ, because God was not in the foundation. So I just want you to be encouraged, young lady. Know that marriage is not the end, and not everybody will marry. I keep saying that, not everybody. And some people might be offended by this statement, that why do you say not everybody will marry? But it is not everybody that will be married. There are some people that God look at you and say, my child, you're too valuable to me to be married. I want you to just serve me like this. I want you to be in this particular unit in the church, because you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And if it is your will to marry, I urge you to pray about it. I did not pray me for marriage, and I don't even know what I can give God for where He's brought me, and I'm so grateful. I don't know what I can offer Him. I cannot. It's just myself and my services unto Him, and just services to humanity, and that's all that I can offer, because I'm so grateful. I never prayed that, oh God, give me a good husband, but I have a wonderful husband, and I keep on saying that and declaring it upon his life, so he will stay wonderful till. So yeah, if you're looking forward to getting married, start praying about it. Talk about God. Talk about it to God. Tell him the kind of husband you want, and ask him that husband that you want, what kind of wife does he want, and tell God that you want him, as I'm telling you like this, like just plain English. Discuss it with God. It's not as if you want to start telling him there's no formula. You just need to say it the way it is. God, this is the kind of husband I want. I want a God-fearing man. I want a hardworking man, a responsible man. Father, what is the compatibility of woman that deserves such a man? Am I that woman? How can you help me, make me become that woman? Put me in that position. How do I place myself in a position where these are the kind of men that I attract? That is what you should be doing, instead of wallowing in self-pity, jumping from one boyfriend to the other, confusing yourself, forcing guys and telling them that you are pregnant so they should marry you, and I mean doing all sorts of things that you're not supposed to do. So I hope that this video has come in time to whoever is watching. I hope this video blesses you, and I pray that you stay happy, remain healthy. Don't be moody and dragged down by the fact that, oh, your friends are getting married and you're not married. And have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video. Please click on the subscribe button if you haven't. See you guys on my next video.